What's going on, guys? Welcome to the Crazy Ex-Girlfriend After Show. From dream ghosts to memory spirits, what's haunting Rebecca this time? Stay tuned to find out.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
And I'll confess.
Briana, how you doing today? Are you doing okay?
I'm making it through.
Are you making it through?
I'm making it through.
Why? Look at this side, though. Compared to this side right over here. You guys are hearing the awesome Greg singing once again. Very, very sad goodbye song in a sense, folks. She already knows the lyrics. This just came out on Friday. Look at this.
How do you know the lyrics?
I'm looking at Briana here. Look at this.
Oh my god. I thought you said Trene Todd. We just watched this.
And she just watched it. Oh my gosh, guys. What's going on? Wait, hold on. Before I intro, wait a minute.
It was a shit show.
It was a big shit show, but like what you said, Renee.
But it was a great episode.
Thank you very much. There you go, guys. All right, everybody, what's going on? Welcome back to the Crazy Ex-Girlfriend After Show here on AFTERBUZZ TV. As always, it's your boy Nino. You can catch me at Nino Llanera on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Right next to me, morning, Mr. Greg. We have Briana.
You guys can find me at Phipps14 on Instagram and Twitter.
And over here laughing at Briana, we have Miss Trene Todd.
What's up, you guys? It's your girl Trene, and you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at your girl Trene.
Oh, it's so neutral. You see this? And right next to Trene, always love saying her name. What's up, Renee Ariel?
Hey guys, I'm Renee Ariel. You can follow me on Instagram and on Twitter at Renee Ariel. And check out my blog, catslipstickla.com. I just did an article, Why I'm Single. Go read it.
Hey, Rebecca needs to read that article. Is what she needs to do, right?
Was there any like Rebecca type things in your article?
Oh yeah,
that
like
you do?
don't like stalk your ex-boyfriend.
Check.
Maybe don't like move across the country to be with him.
Check, okay.
Yeah, hopefully he won't be with someone else and then you'll break them up at the end at
Check,
a wedding.
check.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
So I'm
Season
like very
one.
like, very season one Rebecca.
Okay. Copy. Got it.
Break
Got
up
it.
his wedding, go through his trash.
You guys, this is season 2, episode 4 already. When will Josh and his friend leave me alone? Right back in Rebecca's head once again. But it opens up to a super sad, somber kind of beginning with Rebecca looking crazy, by the way.
She looked like
Makeup
she
running.
slept in days.
Right. She probably didn't or whatnot. And basically Greg saying goodbye. This is it.
And him saying he loves her. He finally got to say it.
Exactly.
Like,
But
peace.
he loved her, but did he really love her?
It was all just a booty call. That's what I thought he was gonna say.
Look at her face, though.
Guys, you didn't think that? I thought that.
It was
You
all
have no
booty
heart,
call?
Trene. You're soulless.
It might have been, listen, it might have been all good, and it might have been love in the beginning. Towards the middle, there might have been some just booty call situations, but I really think he did feel for her. But at the end, he realized, listen, you can't have it your way all the time. I have to do me today.
Yeah,
and
like-
this is why I have to leave on the staircase to heaven. Did you
Even
see that
though-
shot?
I know.
Even though he
Awful.
loved her, he had to be with himself at the moment and not
Right.
with anybody else, and he knows that.
Which is
Had to
fine.
let it go. You had to let
If you
it
love
burn.
something, you have to let it go.
Okay, Usher. He had to let it burn. There we go. Love it. Okay. What did you think, Renee?
I think that Greg had a great realization that Becca needs to have. And even though she had it this episode, I don't buy it. I think that she's crazy. I think she needs to really learn about who she is without trying to like make a new friend to then fix them, and which we see a little bit of maybe next
Right.
week. I don't know. Becca.
I mean, I feel the same way. At the end, when I was like, "Oh, she seems so put together. This is how long is this gonna last?"
Right.
Yeah, that's always
'Cause-
ticking time bomb.
Exactly. It switches up all the time.
Well, I mean, the show's called Crazy Ex-Girlfriend.
Right,
We know
exactly.
it's not going to last.
You know what my favorite line was
never
from that
does.
actual song? We are Jerry Springer, not Casablanca.
Yeah.
Like,
good one.
Perfect. That is great. That's really, really true, though.
It was in such great form to have Greg form to have like this beautiful like sounding song just full of like actual not beautiful words.
Yeah.
Full of shit talking
loved
about the
it.
relationship.
It was
is what
an
was going
F
on.
show. That was so messed up. They were being so mean to her this episode.
I didn't
Both
think
her
Greg
and
was.
Josh.
I think he was trying to be nice. I think he was
think
trying to
Greg
explain
was.
why they couldn't be
Because
together.
it was a shit show. She just slept with his best friend and was living with his there's
Plus,
no.
she was friends with Heather before
Right.
and then slept with him.
Yeah, there was. It really was a shit show, and I think he was putting it in the nicest way possible. My favorite line was, "Though we made Katrina look like bad weather."
Yeah.
loved
Katrina
that.
songs. Like,
This
so many
writing,
good
it's her,
lines.
a lot of it is her too, right? Rachel Bloom
Yeah,
writes a lot
she
of
helps
this stuff.
write the songs. Yeah.
Amazing.
What would that be like, saying goodbye to your ex and him just coming out in full song? That would
I'd
be
be like,
crazy.
maybe
that
it's
now
good
that
we
would be
broke up.
something.
If it was actually in full song,
in full song, where he's
I'd be
singing
like,
a breakup
where did-
song.
What, like, how long did you take writing this before you wanted to break up with me?
Yeah, like, maybe
how
he's
long were you hating
crazy.
me?
What
The
a
last
weirdo.
3 months of our relationship, I just wanted to make it, official with this song right over
It
here.
just took me a really long time to write, so even though I've hated you for so long, we're just
Right.
going with it.
But so she goes through her downward spiral, right? Which is pretty crazy. We always see that. But she's not the only one who's going through a downward spiral as well, too. Our favorite character, one of our favorite characters, Paula, is going through her downward spiral and trying to figure out her crossroads as well.
This was so sad.
It was so sad.
I just kept wanting her to open up, and she
Yeah.
wouldn't.
Oh yeah, that
Yeah.
made me crazy every single time Becca would ask. I hated every single time because Paula would always be like, "Oh no, I'm fine." I mean, you can only bottle things up for so long.
Right.
It just worries me, and it worries me about like their friendship.
Yeah.
And I just feel like Paula really needed someone to talk to that wasn't her husband.
Right. It's somebody
And that's
else.
what her husband was trying to tell
Right.
her.
Yeah.
Well, I think that Paula almost feels like she's like a mother figure to Rebecca,
So she
and
wants
you
to be
know,
strong.
yeah,
Yeah.
you know how like our parents will try to keep certain things from us because if they tell us, then they know we're gonna like not be able to handle it well. So that's why she was saying for the excuse, oh, she's going through a breakup with not only one but her two boyfriends. So I think she was just trying to protect Rebecca in that.
Right.
in
Well, that brings
moment.
me to this. I mean, none of us are parents, right?
No.
Okay.
No.
No. All right. None of us are parents, but so would you protect your kid in that sense from either feeling really depressed from a situation or really telling them the truth? Like, how would you handle that? Because that's exactly what Paula was trying to do: protect her from not telling her the truth, so she could deal with her own stuff. What would you guys do in that sense?
Even her kids knew.
I mean, I
Right.
think that
Make
there's
her-
like a good balance. Like, yeah, obviously not right when it happened.
Yeah.
Don't tell her, but I think eventually you're gonna have to like trust that you have a life too, and she has to respect that as your friend. And if she can't be there for you as well as you be there for her, you don't have the best friendship right now.
Or maybe, you know what I'm thinking? Maybe she didn't want Rebecca to try and convince her to keep it.
Maybe.
Because she knew that probably if she told Rebecca.
Yeah, but she didn't tell her even after she already
Yeah.
had
Yeah.
decided.
Yeah, I think in this instance, there's a time and a place. Like you were saying, maybe when, along the time, maybe we might see Paula actually like open up and tell her eventually.
And that could be it,
Yeah.
for some character development as it kind
I
of goes
just
along,
really,
like,
really
right.
thought she was going to tell her at the end.
At the end, that's the thing. It was like you're
thought she
waiting
was-
for the perfect timing. That was literally
Right.
the perfect
And that was
timing.
like the episode setting us up, being like, okay, she didn't tell her, she didn't tell her, she didn't tell her.
Yeah.
Now she's going
Right.
to tell her. And then,
and
she,
then
didn't.
she didn't.
And then the fact is, even with Rebecca being sad at times, she wanted to know what was going on with Paula. Because as a true friend, and she never listened before. Let's be real. The last season, she was just all about herself and kind of in herself, right? This season, you can kind of see her humanizing a little bit more and her listening to her friend. Like, wait, you seem kind of off today. Is something wrong with you? She would have never done that last season.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, she wouldn't have even noticed.
No, it would have gone
Would've
over her
been
head.
about her.
This time she knew in small little cases, but Paula still didn't jump at the chance, and I just think it's sad, and it made me sad
Yeah.
seeing her try to suffer the situation without really being able to
Because she
reach
doesn't
out to
have,
anyone.
yeah, she doesn't have any friend that she's reaching
No.
out to. All she has is her family, which
Right.
isn't healthy. Like, you need someone outside that's completely away from being a part of that
Right.
situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I completely agree.
And you're not going to talk to your cheese-eating Grey Poupon son either, are you?
No.
Like,
Oh my God, I couldn't.
okay.
It's so sad. I was hoping that maybe she would have at least opened up,
Yeah.
but she didn't. So
We'll see. I mean, it might go different ways as time progresses or whatnot.
Also, going off of that, since we're already there talking about it, I don't know. Sorry if I'm jumping
It's
ahead.
fine. It's fine.
But, like, she got the abortion.
Yeah. So, okay, I wanted to record Trene's reaction because we have all seen it beforehand. And as I walk in, the perfect timing when I walked in and watched Trene watch it, her reaction was probably the same as all of ours. Like, Paula didn't keep the baby. But the way they announced it, the way they said it,
I
with her son
know.
yelling it, like, boom, in your face. Like,
Yeah.
no.
And then you
know
feel
what
like
I mean?
you shouldn't have, like, rewatching it, I was like, oh, this is obvious.
I
Yeah.
didn't
He's
know.
saying that he's like, oh, you've been through enough today. The doctor said to her, I was
right.
like,
I did not know. I thought that maybe, she was stressed out because she just did, that whole law thing. And then
Right.
she had to deal with, just,
It didn't.
it didn't register to me until the sun set. And I was like,
Right.
What?
Because I thought maybe, okay,
had the abortion?
she had to stay on bed rest for a little bit because she's stressed out.
Yeah, me too.
And then that part hit, and I was like,
Yeah, I thought maybe
okay.
she had a doctor visit.
Yeah, maybe a doctor visit, maybe a stressful day, but I do love the way that they announced it. I felt like it was very like Crazy Ex-Girlfriend style.
Very well,
Where
yeah.
it's like, because we are happy for Paula because she's going to be able to follow her dream now, which she may have not been able to do if she did have the child. And we were, I mean, what did you guys want her to do in this
I wanted her
scenario?
to keep it. I felt like it would have shown, you know, that moms can do it. Moms can go back to school and have a child too. Like, I felt like in this instance, they were almost showing like you have to give up one in order to have the other.
Like you can't
have both.
cake
I mean,
and
I
eat it
think
too.
she ultimately could have had it. I think it was kind of smart though for them to do it this way because they're bringing to light a realization of like people that are older that already have kids think they can't have an abortion, or religion or whatever comes in the way, and they think that there's no choice for them. So
Right.
it did show her being able to have a choice and making a choice of her body,
Which I think was
Yeah.
great too, that she was able to have the choice. You know what I mean? But it would also been nice to see it the other way, where she was able to have the baby, but she had support from other people to be able to continue on with law school, and she could still kind of hit that adversity and run and go with it. You know what I mean? Because she's a middle-aged lady who already has kids already. You know what I mean? It's not like she hasn't.
and obviously her sons are not the type of kids that are going to help out.
Right.
Definitely
Right.
not.
And like I think she just saw like her husband, like when he was trying to be more domestic, obviously couldn't even cook chicken. So
Chicken's hard sometimes, guys. It takes a
That was
long time to
completely
cook.
raw.
Okay.
That looked disgusting.
Okay. It takes a long time to cook
tried.
sometimes. Okay.
but like
He tried.
I think
effort.
she just saw like maybe if she had like, you know, my little sister's 10 years younger than me, so she was in school and had a job when she had her, and she chose to keep the baby. So I mean, it is a possibility to have it, but also I was 10, my sister was 12. We helped take care of her, and my dad was there. So she doesn't really have any support within her family. Like, they want to be there, I'm sure, for her, but they just aren't the type of people.
That's where Rebecca would have came in.
And then with
handy.
Rebecca having her own issues,
Yeah.
like maybe she felt like Rebecca can't be
Right.
here either.
Yeah.
she was
Or
in
maybe
a
she doesn't
bind.
want Rebecca
She was
taking
in a
care of
Probably
her
bind.
doesn't
baby.
want that woman.
Maybe it was good at that time to not tell Rebecca, because what happened when Rebecca got back home, she got visited by more ghosts. Okay, not the dream ghosts like Dr. Akopian on the plane or whatnot, or any of, what was it, Ricky Lake was on the plane and a whole bunch of other people on the plane. At that time, Amber Riley, a whole bunch of people. This time it was more, what was it called? It was memory spirits. You know what I mean? AKA poltergeist.
Spirits that
No,
come
I
and
can't
haunt
with
their
the puns.
exes.
Exactly. Now this song, everybody. This song was amazing. Okay.
Got that ass all out of the house.
That was a
Exactly.
really good
We tapped
Xander
that ass
came back.
all over the house. Thor came back
Well,
and
his
said,
ning in the show was Xander.
No, I know. I was
Yeah.
just saying
Xander
that's
came
right.
back.
He came back and said, I tapped it over here too. Okay. The big
was great.
The big booty chair.
Oh my gosh.
The big booty chair.
Oh my god, the amount of puns said in that entire song.
I-
A little cheeky.
No.
Yes.
The song was perfection.
It was.
The dance number was perfection.
It was also nice with all of the like heavy stuff that was being thrown at us that we had a light-hearted
Yeah.
thing thrown
Yeah.
at us.
Definitely.
It was good to have that, and to see them also that a lot of people don't know. We talked about last season that they're trained theater actors. A lot of them, they're trained dancers, and you got to see Greg and Josh just go for it in this scene.
I mean, it was
Tap
very,
dancing.
very reminiscent of Singing in the Rain, the tap dance by the two
Right.
lead guys, by Gene Kelly and
And I thought the beginning song kind of sounded a little bit my way-ish. You know what I mean?
Sinatra.
The Sinatra, the way he was, the way that Greg was singing it then. So it was kind of nice to see that connection there until we get to the Mickey part later on, which the song,
the cheerleading song.
the cheerleading song. We'll talk that. We're about to be there.
Oh
Just
my
a little
gosh.
bit. Look at your face already, the way that came out. So yes, that song came on, and then all of a sudden Rebecca's like, "No, I got to take control and I got to change things."
She's gotta be Miss Douche.
Right, she got to, but wait, she torched her place, or she torched all the items, and she had to go back to go see Heather next door because she basically had to leave her apartment because of all the memories that were in there.
That
Girl's
was
a mess.
just dumb.
Okay.
I mean, I understand, you want to get rid of, the memoria of someone you went out with, but She should have thought that through. That was just crazy.
Torching everything. And
I
she drank the
love
whiskey. And then
Putting it in the sink. Did she not think that through? That was
Does she
gonna
ever think anything
catch
through?
on fire?
No, she's a do now, think later type of person.
True. I love though that this could have been in a movie and then the house wouldn't have burned down. This could have been in any other TV show, probably wouldn't have burned down. It's just like, yeah, screw this, we're gonna forget about it. But in Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, she almost burns down the whole complex.
Right.
And I love that. And then you have to, and it's not just forgotten. You have to deal with all of the aftermath from that. And I thought that was hysterical.
My favorite line was she's like, I mean, I didn't mean to make the fire. I mean, I meant to make the fire, not the fire.
But then she goes and sees Heather. Great to see Heather once again. We saw her for a
Love
little bit.
Heather.
And then we get to meet Heather's parents and understand
Heathers?
why the Heathers.
The Heathers.
It's Heather Davis is her whole name, we find out now. But we finally get to meet the Heathers or the Davises. And we realize why she is the way she is and why she can't continue to fulfill whatever she needs to do because she just gives up because
her parents don't make her.
Don't make her. Her parents are the participation award type parents.
I never
Which
knew
is
that
fine.
she
Which
lived
is
with her
fine.
No,
parents.
they're to the extreme. And so
Yeah.
it's okay to be like a participation award type parent, but not like let your kid just drop out of anything that they don't want to do
Right.
anymore. It'd be
Right.
hard. You have to teach them that they kind of have to follow things through.
Right.
Yeah.
What were you saying?
I think it's great that we have like a character development here with Heather because I never knew that Heather lived with her parents. Like last season, we always saw Heather outside of her house. Never we got to go inside of Heather's house, so we get to
Well, that's
finally see. And I was so surprised when her parents came. At first, I thought maybe her parents were in town.
oh.
And that's where
they were
she was there.
visiting.
Uh-huh.
Never knew she'd live with her
I
parents.
think it was so smart the way they did it though to like have Rebecca not recognize them and be like,
Yeah.
you've met them, you know them.
You know my
because
last
that
name.
was that was us.
All
Like
of
we
that.
were sitting out as the audience being like, who are these people?
Right.
Yeah, no, they did a great. I thought it was so smart because they wanted to add 2 new characters. They wanted to add Heather's parents, and they were like, well, how can we do it in a funny, crazy ex-girlfriend way?
Right.
And with adding them, I love that she was living with them, and I love that they brought up her last name. I love that, like, everything that they brought up was so funny, and then now we know why Heather is the way she is. I just
Right.
thought the whole thing was hysterical.
I loved it.
Yeah.
I loved it. Her dad is my favorite. Okay. Cook me some pancakes, Mr. Davis.
With the
Tell me.
strawberry cactus
Yeah.
and the blueberry smell.
I'll have both, please. You know what I mean? It was great to see that. But, I mean, she came in there, and she needed that loving type of family home at the moment because she was going a little crazy. And then she had Heather to back her up, I guess, in a sense. Although she didn't back her up till the end, you know what I mean? Because she was like,
Yeah.
what are you doing, parents? Like, why? Why are you encouraging this crazy girl who almost burnt our house down as well, too, to just go ahead and stay here and think it's going to be okay?
Yeah.
Now, that, though, you think that was it. Then all of a sudden, the viralness of social media comes back again, and her 911 call goes viral. Like, whose life is this?
Who, when they
Like,
ask your name, says their first, middle, and last name.
Rebecca Nora, what is it?
Nora.
Bunch, right? Rebecca Nora Bunch.
I'm gonna, of West Covina, like something West Covina, and
Yeah.
I have to poop. Like, who?
Yeah.
What? Great.
I have poop on my shoe, I'm sorry.
Like, why are you telling, and how badly do you have to poop that you couldn't wait to get off the phone? It was 30
know.
seconds.
She's like, I'm outside. It's on my shoe.
Right.
That
Like,
was
did you have diarrhea? What's going on, girl?
I know.
I mean, when you're like running from a fire and you're stressed on out, she was drinking.
No, you think it would back you up?
You
if
know,
Finally, the poo comes out at the wrong time.
She just couldn't hold it in, folks. So
Girl's a mess.
she's a mess. She comes back
She
to-
made a mess.
She made a mess.
and
She made a
mentally.
mess. And then she goes into work, and then everyone sees it. And it's funny, they're not laughing at her. They're concerned for her, which is great.
Wouldn't you be?
I would be concerned, but in my head, I'm like, dang, that really didn't happen to her. Like, that just happened.
I'd just be like, what is going on with you? Like, you're never at work, and now you finally are. You're wearing some weird clothes.
Right.
This video's out. Like, I think you really need to take a step back and look at your
Yeah.
life.
It's time for like an intervention.
Right.
Exactly. Well, she had
That
some
would've
sort
been
of intervention with herself at the end. So so what happened was she went to work, right? And they had a meeting with Miss Douche Industries or something like that, right?
Yep.
Who, if you guys watched it, has been around for quite a long time, and they're trying to do a rebrand on Miss Douche to give it a better name for the stronger woman. What do you guys think?
That was hilarious. I felt like it was just so many puns within that, and for every person watching, they probably were like, where is this gonna go?
Right.
I had no idea. And it was so funny because when they were talking about the rebranding, in my mind I thought, oh, Rebecca's gonna try and get her makeover that right then and there, maybe after she leaves. I had no idea she wanted to be the new Miss Douche.
Yeah.
That
hilarious.
was so unexpected.
Her epiphany in my head was like, oh, I just need to be a new person. I want to be by myself.
She needs to reinvent herself.
Yeah.
And make people see her in a different light.
Right. And then whoever gave her makeover.
Don't know why douche
you know what I
being
mean?
a douche person
would be it.
is
being
better
Miss
than
Douche.
being the poop girl, but
I know.
But I guess in a sense it was the whole, this girl is the face of a strong woman in a sense, right? That's cool. That was the underlying tone. But she came back looking like J-Lo from Jenny on the Block in her denim one-piece
she looked like
suit.
she walked out of that 70s show.
That too. But
Charlie's Angels.
if you guys do remember J-Lo in her denim zip-up suits and that hair and the gold chains, I feel like the inspo came from that.
Maybe it was the purse that was giving you the 70s vibe.
I was just getting the vibe of the sister from that 70s show.
Yeah.
Like Eric's sister.
Oh.
That's what I was getting.
Rest in peace to her. She passed away. Did you guys know that?
No, I
she
didn't.
died.
Oh, wow.
So,
I didn't know that.
little dark moment here. I apologize.
But you know what's so funny is that how they brought in douche and how she was dating two douches. So how great was that, right? Right?
Well,
Because they're both douches
I
in
don't
this
think Greg's a
episode.
douche.
They both could be douches
they were
in
douchey
different ways.
in different ways.
And then Josh was very kind of
Josh
douchey.
was such
Really
a
douchey.
douche in this episode. It made me so mad.
But he was a douche on accident. I don't think he was trying to be a douche.
Okay, but he
No,
could have
right?
he could
Look at
have
her.
himself.
Thinking it.
Like you don't have like you just she's like was upset about you, and then you like run into her. She's like totally changed and is acting weird, and you're like, whatever you're going through.
What do you mean,
He's so
whatever
petty.
she's going through?
Right.
You mean your breakup that just happened? And he's like, oh, whatever happened. It's like they hadn't seen each other for a few weeks, and he has no idea what's going on in her life. And that, like,
This just goes to
Josh.
show you, like, my process was totally different, and now I totally agree with your process.
what was your thought
You're a
process?
guy, and guys don't care.
But
All the same.
my process was all just like he's just stupid in the mind. You know what I mean? He's a bro. You know what I mean? He's an Asian bro.
He's doing the child.
Okay.
And then all three of us girls were just like, what an
Right,
asshole.
and in my head I was like, man, Josh, you're so dumb. What are you talking about? Blah, blah. But now you say it in that way. Like, yeah, Josh, what the hell's wrong with you, man? Like, I
I
agree
would have
with
been
you.
so offended if I was like going through something because of someone else and I ran into that person. They were like, whatever you're going through, it's gonna be
We're
okay.
gonna get you some help.
You look, that's a look.
But the difference is that Becca is like, she'll be like, no, I mean, it's already great. And you would be like, you asshole.
Yeah,
like,
true.
you would yell at their face.
Right.
I would probably.
She just plays it off like,
That's her
"No."
defense
Can't be better when you're the
mechanism.
best.
Super defense mechanism.
She's like, I didn't even expect him to say that. I was like,
Yeah.
costume contest. That's hella,
Yeah.
hella offensive.
Yeah.
Like,
Right?
I mean,
I'm
that I
looking
got. I
right.
was
Like,
like,
my
hello.
skin is glowing. I have new clothes on, new hair,
Right.
and you said costume.
Right. She got her tracks glued in.
Are
all
you
good.
really that dumb?
I know, but the funniest, I love that she's like, well, no, like, this is my look now.
Right.
Day one of her new wardrobe. This is like how I look now.
This is me. You know what I mean? But
man.
so she gets into her look or whatnot, right? And
Her 2 hour 4
and
without
a-
coffee look.
That's
because she woke up like that. You know what I mean?
Not really.
Right, but she woke up like that, and then Paula's going through her crossroad as well too. But she goes and she does the petition for this actual company, for Douche Industries, because
Yeah.
Rebecca asked her to do it
That's
herself.
the difference between Becca and Paula.
Right.
One does their job even when
Paula
they're going
gets
through
her
a
work,
crisis.
and Paula's not even a licensed lawyer. She's not part of the bar. Okay, she's not licensed by the bar. She doesn't have an Esquire with her name, which is a cool name, by the way. Her whole name.
Such a cool name.
You know what I mean?
Paula Proctor.
Proctor Esquire would be amazing.
Proctor.
Yeah. Oops. Say that one more time.
Paula Proctor.
Yes. Okay. Yes, Renee. Well, so she has that. You know, she has the name. It's a good branding for her to bring it back
Yeah.
there. But she still gets this petition granted because of the amazing work she does. And if we bring it back to why she had the abortion and why she thought about it, was because she got that uplifting spirit of her doing an amazing job. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
think that's what kind of just gave her that change. Was like, I think I really need to be here. This is who I am.
Totally. It was her. I think it was a high she got from that. You could see her face when he said
Right.
she did a good job getting that validation.
Right.
I love that, and I loved that inspired, because we want to see Paula grow. And I mean, I guess when you have a dad that says you're a breeder, not a leader, it can make you think otherwise.
That's pretty messed up.
This is the weirdest thing I've
Right.
ever heard. I love the crazy.
It's a hurtful saying.
Right.
Not a leader.
It's a hurtful saying. But I mean, so once that happens, I mean, Rebecca at the same time was having her crossroads when she got into the top 5 of the Instagram contest for Miss Douche. You know what I mean? After hiring all these bots to like her picture, she got into the top 5.
$5,000.
Right, $5,000 for that.
The funniest part was how like she was so excited about getting all these likes, and she's like, "Oh my god, I'm getting so many likes because I bought them." Like, but she was still so thrilled, as if she didn't buy them, as if she's just getting likes.
You just burned down your house. You need to not be spending your money.
Remember, selective hearing. That's how she works.
And she has selective spending.
Like, unless she
And
got
selective
insurance,
spending.
I'm sure
Exactly.
she didn't because she started the fire. She needs to be saving up her money. There might be a
Right.
lawsuit on her.
Exactly.
That
Which is
girl.
just
For
like-
real.
She could probably work her way out of that. Let's just be real.
something
okay,
else.
She's smart. Ivy League. Look at her.
She's smart in some
She's
ways.
smart.
She's smart in some ways.
In some ways.
In some ways, exactly.
Terrifying in others.
So when that happened, she got the votes, and she wasn't going to go because she was too depressed that Greg left her, Josh was being a douche to her, and all that stuff, and she just wanted to be done. You know what I mean? Sleeping in her extensions for 2 days as it was coming off. And then we have Heather here saying, you cannot do this. Okay? Heather, who quits at everything, basically who says, no, you cannot do this, because she realized her parents were that type of people who like, it's okay, you'll be fine, you tried.
They
You know what I mean?
stroked her.
Exactly. They made sure she was going to be okay. They protected her in a sense. Sometimes we don't need that type of protection. We need
Yeah.
a push, right?
Yeah.
Parents need to push. We need to push.
You need
our
to know
friends.
when to protect, and you need to know when to push.
Exactly. And that time she needed a push, and Heather gave her that push. And she got up and she went to do her speech. She looked great when she was up on stage and all the other stuff. And then she really came to this, once again, humanizing type of Rebecca Bunch, where it was nice the way she talked, and she kind of brought it back down and saying, I'm not that type of person. This is who I really am. You know what? The cool, chill person is Heather, right over there.
I really loved how they did these 2 scenes back to back of like, who are you? And it was
Right.
like, who are you, Paula?
The
Who are
crossroads.
you?
Yeah, I love that.
was.
I also loved just how funny it was, the fact that she's at a Miss Douche contest,
Right.
having this
there's, like-
self-realization on stage
With,
in
like-
front of like 20 people.
Yeah, I was like, there's only like 20 people though in the audience.
That's
like
hilarious. Like, that is the
Somebody's
funniest
mom.
way they could have had her have that like revelation, and I thought it was so well done.
Don't you love the writing where it could be so darker, like comedic, and then all of a sudden this like platform of a space to talk about certain issues and things like that just come up so well, and it's written in so well, and it
So
makes
well.
you pay attention, and it makes you think about it. You
And
know
then
what I
right
mean?
back to comedy with the spotlight not
And then right back
leaving
to-
her.
You know what would have
Exactly.
been great is if she would have been like, "This isn't me," and she started like ripping off
Her
Her hair?
Oh,
That would have been
Oh
amazing.
my god, that would have been, so funny.
everyone.
Oh my
she like
God.
hands out each strand of hair to everyone in the
That
I
would have been
would've loved
amazing.
that.
Oh my gosh, imagine.
That
Okay,
would've been-
so she pointed to Heather, and guess what? Out of some miraculous way, Heather wins the Miss Douche contest.
Because
Okay?
I feel like Heather knows who she is. Not saying that Rebecca doesn't, but she's like the most confident person, and
True.
she doesn't even have to try. She can just roll out of bed and be like,
But isn't that
I'm
terrible
Heather.
that all these people had to work and do all this stuff to win it, and then she just does nothing and wins it? Like,
I
isn't that kind
know.
of the story of her life? Isn't that kind of the story of what her parents have made her life?
True. It's true.
It's true. But maybe she found her way. This kind of helped her find her way or whatnot.
With her $10,000.
I love that the prize was $10,000, and we did not figure that out until Heather won, because that was not even part of it.
No, it wasn't.
For Becca, for Becca, it wasn't even like, "Ooh, I want to be empowered. I want to be this." It was literally because she wants everyone to know she's okay.
Right.
Yeah. Well, that just shows the. Yeah, I mean, Becca has never cared about money. Otherwise, she wouldn't have left that job in New York to
Right.
begin with.
I need to see her bank account even after her being broke, because, geez, can I have some? Hello.
pass it out.
Right.
What?
I mean, if you don't want it,
quarter
we
of
will
it. I'll take it.
definitely take
Yeah,
it.
we'll take
Right.
it. Don't worry.
Exactly.
Because I thought the advertisement, I thought the Miss Douche was supposed to be like, you were going to be on a billboard.
Yeah.
I
And
didn't
maybe
know.
you'd get money from
Right.
like advertising, like a
I guess
share of the profit.
she gets both. I guess I'm pretty sure we're gonna see more Miss Douche with Heather.
Oh my
because they're gonna be living together.
I know. I'm
guys.
so excited to see
Life is
Heather be
great.
a bigger part.
Me
Yeah.
too. I love her character.
Rebecca and Heather Roomy.
Exactly. It's
Oh, gosh,
changing.
Becca needs someone to live with. She
Yeah.
cannot live alone because she lets herself get into her head way too much.
Very
She needs
true.
Heather to like shake her out of her little daydreams.
It's so
I think
true.
Heather's going to get really annoyed with Becca at times, because Becca can be a bit overwhelming.
She
and
can.
Heather deals with that from time to time. Living with someone is a whole other story.
Yeah.
I
But
feel like they're both gonna have challenges living together though.
Oh, totally.
They are.
Because I feel like Heather's not gonna be someone that cleans up after themselves.
No.
or like helps out in any kind of way.
And it's funny, we see that Rebecca's a little OCD at times, you know what I mean?
Little.
When she's cleaning a little, and when she's cleaning things. So that's going to be a great kind of another storyline to kind of follow or whatnot. But I am excited to see a little bit more of Heather in that sense. But before she actually, moves out with Heather, you see her apartment cleaned up and all this. And I find this as some sort of symbolism, or maybe a way to look at things where I don't know if it's totally over with Josh, because she said goodbye to Greg's spirit or whatever it was, his ghost, but she did not say goodbye to Josh's.
Yeah, that was weird.
Okay.
Well, I mean, it was Greg had also physically left, and Josh is still very much in West Covina.
Yeah.
So even while Greg, there's no way for her to see Greg except for in her head, but she can see Josh in her head and in person.
But which makes me think, though, like, she's not totally over him. That kind of goes to show you that she's, like, not 100% over him, because she didn't say goodbye to you, Josh, I'm moving on. You know what I mean? But she did move on from the boba shop. She was at the end. She was at the donut shop. You know what I mean? That wasn't the... They usually ended a boba shop or somewhere familiar, the bar or whatnot, and it was nothing familiar. This is new. They talk about donuts all the time, but now we finally see the donut shop.
Right.
But we don't only see the donut shop, guys. Renee's favorite character's back.
She's back! I was so happy, you guys. I was watching that, and I'm like, it's about time. And I was also like, you were right, because I'm not sure. I think last week you said you predicted that she would be at the end of the episode.
She predicted it to the T.
It was like, I remember watching, I'm like, Brie, how did she know?
Did you know that was Valencia when, like, they panned over
when she was
to
eating
someone?
her carbs? No.
No, I didn't notice her at all. Like, this time, because I rewatched it tonight with you.
You see her in the
I
background.
was watching her in the background because I wanted to see what your reaction was going to be. But when I first watched it, I didn't make that connection at all until she's like, oh, I think that was...
Then I was like, it's
Josh's
so
ex
hard.
looking at it.
Totally, because there's a bunch of extras in TV shows that you don't really pay attention to when there's other conversation going on. I didn't think that they'd throw Valencia in there.
Yeah.
And boy, am I happy to see her with a lot less hair.
No makeup,
No
less
makeup,
hair,
baggy clothes.
weight. Like, I don't think the actress actually is getting weight,
Like,
but they're
baggy
making her
clothes.
appear.
She was
like
eating
she's gained
carbs.
weight. She's eating donuts.
She's not
by
all...
the mouthful.
That was so...
That was great.
It just made me want a donut.
It just,
I know.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what this new Valencia is going to be
I
like.
thought you were going to say, I'm interested in a pink box of donuts.
Oh my gosh,
That
guys.
too.
One of the episodes, we should bring in a box of
Let's
donuts.
do it. I'm down. Okay.
Make it like an
pink
AA
box.
meeting here.
Yeah. It's for the show, though, not because we
not
want
yet.
donuts.
Research.
We're just really good
And not to be
at...
offensive to anyone actually in AA, I'm
Research.
sorry.
What were you saying, though?
No, I was just saying that I'm interested in seeing this new Valencia.
Yeah, I am
what it's
too.
going to be like.
I definitely am, too. Now, okay, so me and Briana were talking about this earlier. There's a little bit of news and gossip. We never do this news and gossip stuff, and I want to see your reactions to this.
Okay.
So this is live, guys, exclusive news and gossip. Briana has it here for us. And
I'm not sure, like, you guys might know or might not know.
Right.
So last week, someone commented on one of our videos saying that we were being naive to think that Greg wasn't just being written off the show. And so after this episode ended, I looked it up because I was like, no, there's no way they're doing that. Greg is off the show.
Oh, no.
Him and the
Dun, dun,
only
dun!
had signed on for a 1-year contract.
Look at
and
Renee's
was
face.
before they knew
Look at her
before they
face.
knew that it got renewed, he had made other commitments, and so when it got renewed, they talked, and him and the writers came to a decision that his arc was kind of over, and they needed him,
What?
and that he was ready to leave the show.
Close up on Renee's face, please. Close up on Renee's face.
And it was the most heartbreaking thing ever.
I can tell.
That they're saying, they said that there is potentially room for him to come back later on in the show, but it's definitely not going to be any time this season
Wow.
because he lives in New York now.
I feel like he's going to come back. I think he got a gig. Okay? He auditioned, he got a
You
gig.
want to cry? I just was like, whoa, what's going on? And that is sad news.
Yeah, because it's like Greg is such a pivotal character to the show. But I understand what
so
they were
sad.
doing. Like, I understood, like, them saying his arc was over. Like, they can only keep this going for so long. So I think, and I do still believe he'll come back eventually.
Yeah.
I know it won't be this season, maybe not even next season, but I think eventually he'll come back, and I think it'll be a whole different person. Like, a whole new Greg.
I think he will. I think his character's going to come back.
Beard.
It's not done with Greg. Just for right now. Renee, just for right now.
What's she gonna do? Oh my
Oh.
Yes, Santiago is.
Did you guys think
It's
it was
not coming
coming,
back.
viewers?
Some of them did
know.
last
At
week.
least one
I had no idea.
He's like,
Yeah.
it's so cute how you guys are acting like
and
he's not getting rid
and I
of
totally read that last week too. It was almost directly after we posted the episode
Yeah.
online, and I was like, nah, you
It
tripping,
flew over my
dude.
head. I was like,
Yeah, he did an interview, and so I saw it in this interview that
it's
I
so
found.
sad. It makes me sad.
no.
So I'm interested though to see who they're gonna bring in because I feel like there has to be a competitiveness.
A new guy.
Like there
Right.
has to be a new guy.
Or would it be where she is now having to deal with life in general without them and just her life and just concentrating on her life?
I think for some part of the time they're gonna kind of do that,
Yeah.
where she's just completely single. But I think sooner or later they're gonna have to bring someone into the dynamic, whether it be to make Josh jealous or whatever.
She
it is.
really needs to read Renee's blog.
How to be single in West Covina.
Exactly. I mean, that's a perfect way to jump into, since we know Greg's gone now. Let's go into predictions.
Yeah.
What about that? Let's get some predictions on lights. Oh, thanks.
Prediction.
Oh, yes. Her voice are back, guys. Predictions, everybody.
I was just watching Renee's face, still like one of the most sad I've ever
Predictions.
seen.
I'm gonna do you last because I feel like you need to get it together just a
I
little
need
bit
to just have a few moments.
and
I
adjust.
think, to
I
check it
wasn't
out.
ready for that, man.
I wasn't ready.
Way to throw it at us like that.
Oh, I don't know. Let me just off the top of my head. Let me freestyle my my predictions here. I feel like Greg's gonna come back. It's just not the time for right now. He might come back. They're not done writing all the episodes yet for this whole season.
I thought you were going to wrap it.
Oh no,
I'm
you
a
don't
little
want that.
disappointed.
Maybe next week. Stay tuned, guys. Little special for you. I might tap dance on the table next week. You have to tune in to watch out. Just watch out for that. Maybe a song. I was singing earlier. You heard me, right?
Yeah.
Okay, about my face and about my primer. Talk about that later. Check that out on my blog. But okay, my predictions would be he's gonna come back. He's going to come back. It's not going to be anytime soon. It could be maybe just like Valencia here on this episode towards the end of an episode where we see Greg totally different. And it could be that cliffhanger for the next season to kind of build it back up again. Because he might be working on a project. And it might be a big project. It might be multiple as well, too, if he's living in New York, which makes me think it could be something on Broadway maybe. You know what I mean? Which is great. Could be amazing. I feel like Valencia's going to come back. She is going to be the crazy ex-girlfriend. Besides Rebecca. She's going to be the other crazy ex-girlfriend. I feel like they need another story with another crazy when Rebecca's a little bit more calm at the moment. Somebody else has to take care of the craziness. Now with Paula having the abortion and concentrating on school and all that stuff, it's going to be a little bit more calming. I feel like Valencia's going to bring in the craziness. That's my prediction, dropping my whatever that is. There we go.
Okay. So my prediction, one, I have not a prediction, but I think because when you guys were gone, the choreographer that came in, Catherine Burns, she said that you can find that, I guess now the old, but the new opening dance tutorial online, and me and Renee said we were going to learn it.
Oh, snap.
So I think, and if you guys want to join, you guys can too, but I think we need to do that and film it before the winter break happens
So down.
for the
I'm
show.
down.
So that's not a prediction, but something you have to do. And then prediction-wise, I'm going to say, obviously Valencia's back. I think for at least like a couple episodes, like it's not going to be crazy ex-girlfriend type for Becca as much. I agree with you on that. Valencia's going to be a little more crazy ex-girlfriend-esque. But I think that Rebecca's going to use Valencia as a crutch to like not have to deal with her emotions. So she's going to try to take care of her and like mother her almost, but in a obviously in an unwanted way, so that she doesn't have to deal with herself at that moment. And then I think Paula's gonna kind of get jealous, I think, of her trying to become friends with this person after she was just there for her for this whole thing.
Oh, like replace my best friend type situation, but not. Hopefully.
That's my best friend. No, but no, I think that Heather and Valencia and Rebecca are gonna be like besties. Some, not saying the next episode, but somehow in there, once we see Rebecca move in with Heather and they become roommates, I feel like Valencia is gonna tag along because I feel like she has a different, personality now. now that she's not so into her like
They can eat
self-image
bagels
and
together
stuff.
at night.
Yeah, exactly. So, and what I was joking before the show, like it can be like a spinoff of Sex in the City, but it can be like Sex in West Covina.
You guys,
And
they
it-
came up with character names. They came up with
And
character
we were trying to see
associations.
who would be who. So I was thinking that Carrie Bradshaw is like somehow, Rachel. So viewers, if you can think of who would be who in this sense, like Paula, we were saying she would possibly be
Miranda.
She's the more level-headed one.
And then who would, fall in place for Valencia and Heather? Let me know
I
in
just
the
don't know
comments.
if any of them are Charlotte, though. I feel like
Maybe Valencia.
Maybe
No.
Charlotte's yet to come, folks.
Charlotte's
I don't
not
know,
here
but
yet.
if you guys, want to play the game with me,
Yeah.
get in the comments because I thought that was funny.
Okay, interaction and interactiveness. Get with Dr.
I
Trene,
love the
folks.
Sex and the City idea for this. So I think that we're going to see a lot of butting heads with Becca and Heather when they move in together between just the two of them. I also agree. I think that Becca is going to use Valencia to just avoid all of her problems. I think that someone is going to replace Paula in the workplace for the time that she's in school, and that could possibly be the new maybe love interest for Becca. Like that's how they could bring in a new character more casually.
That's a good one.
That would be good.
Fun
That's
way
a good
to
one.
slip someone
You
in.
got some time to think
Someone
with us.
at work.
And a new neighbor if they're moving as well. It could be a new neighbor.
Right.
yeah, true.
Oh, wow, okay.
Next time we need to get a psychic ball,
Ball.
so you can be like,
This is what I predict. I mean, she got it on the the dot like last week.
Yeah, she got it last week. She said Valencia would be coming back this episode at the end of the episode.
And boom.
The very end of the episode, we get Valencia back, and I remember staring at my TV, going, "Brie, how did she know?"
If we get to episode 22 and you see my reaction or my prediction come to life where we see Greg at the end for a quick snippet, celebration time.
It would be a celebration.
Are we going to do the how crazy was
Yes.
Becca this episode?
I want to do it from 1 to 10, folks. How crazy do you think Rebecca Bunch was in this episode? Let's start over here with Renee.
2.
2.
Because I don't think she was that crazy. I think she did the makeover because she was feeling very insecure. And she reacted, how anyone would react if their crush who just rejected them once again on their new look. I would be sad too. I wouldn't want to become Miss Douche to feel better, but we all have something that's good to use to make us feel better. I don't think she was very crazy this episode.
Right, okay.
I would say she was a 5.
Halfway.
A 5 definitely, because she was just kind of imposing herself on the couch of the Heathers. And I thought that was really crazy because she barely. No, it's not like Heather's like her best friend or anything for her to do. So that was like a bit crazy. And even so, the Heathers were a little cuckoo as well. And so I'm going to give her a 5.
Okay.
I'm going to give her a 4.5. Because I thought it was crazy. Like her burning the stuff was a little extreme. Because one, also, maybe one day you'll get back together with one of them and then you'll be like, oh, I wish I hadn't burnt that thing.
That picture.
But so that with almost burning down the house too, with not even like putting it in a trash can or something, was kind of crazy. Her imposing herself on the Heathers, and also the amount of makeover she did. That it wasn't just like a slight makeover.
Yeah.
It was like a very intense to the.
It was multiple
It was
levels.
a
Yeah, I mean.
Over a Mickey make
Well, that
over.
song
The
alone.
most annoying song I've ever
did
heard
not
in my
even
life.
say that song during this time because that song was. Look, Renee, Trene likes it.
The
I'm like, no.
pigtails. Oh my gosh. That song, when they did the preview last week, it was stuck in my head. And we heard the whole thing this week stuck in my head, and I hate it.
Yeah, so for that song, even I'll bump. That's what the 0.5 I'm bumping
There
it
you
up
go.
is for that
Okay.
song.
I get that.
I want to go ahead and do the 5. Meet right in the middle. She had a little crazy, but some of her crazy is kind of normal to me now at times. So I would give her a 5 for imposing herself in the house over there with the Heathers, the makeover or whatnot. But she was still very, like I said, humanizing in a sense when she was sad about Greg leaving, when she kind of grew up in a sense in that last scene with her saying goodbye to Greg and really just looking like she's going to concentrate on herself for a little bit. So I'll give her a 5. Why not? Overall, though, great episode, right?
Yeah, it was a
right.
really, really good
It
episode.
had, and 2 best songs for me this season.
Yeah,
Tap
love
That
the
Ass and
songs.
Shit Show.
-1.
Tap that ass and shit. I'm so buying this album. I love it. Oh my gosh, guys. Thank you guys so much once again for tuning in to the Crazy Ex-Girlfriend After Show here on AfterBuzz TV. As always, you guys can catch me at Nino Llanera on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Briana, where
You guys can find me at bphipps14 on Twitter and Instagram, bphipps1214 on Snapchat, and also if you go over to Popcorn Talk Network, earlier in the day we did Broadway Breakdown. You can go check out my Jersey Boys.
Very nice. Trene.
Nice. You can follow me on Twitter where I talk about food and what I'm eating during the day. And then you can follow me on Instagram, all at your girl Trene.
And Renee.
Hey guys, you can follow me on Instagram and on Twitter at Renee Ariel, and check out my blog, catslipstickla.com, and check out my new article, Why I'm Single.
I need to do this too, you guys. Check out ninospov.com where you can catch me and my style from my big plus size gentleman. Check you guys later next week, folks. We'll see you guys next weekend.
Bye.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.